Well, I wonder if you know what herb we're going to talk about today, or why we grow peppermint. Peppermint is extremely easy to grow. You can just pull off a thing like that, pull the leaves off it until the top and stick it in the ground, and it will grow, usually. Peppermint is really good for sinus issues. You can just lift it up and smell it. And my shadow's in the shot a bit there. It's hard to get it out at the moment where the sun is. But yeah, you can use it as an essential oil or something that you smell, an aroma therapy type thing, where it will help to clear your nose and get rid of all that sinusy stuff. Does anyone actually breathe in peppermint? I've actually got a bit of a blocked nose at the moment, and it really does. Just crush it in your hand a bit and take that deep breath and get those oils into you. It's really good for that peppermint. It's also good for if you've got really bad diarrhoea and you can't stop it. It will help to slow all that down, calm all that down, and stop that reaction. A lot of cleansers use it, so like your daily cleansers and your things like that will use it to help that rushing to the toilet all the time, which I kind of think is a bit counterproductive, because if you're cleansing stuff out of your system, you want to be going to the toilet all the time to get rid of it. But certainly if you've got a tummy bug or something that is causing that consistent diarrhoea, consistent gut upset, things like that, peppermint is really good for it. But you do want to be careful with peppermint if you have the opposite problem, because it will actually slow down the motility of the bowel and cause more of a problem for you. A lot of people think that peppermint is a very gentle herb, and it is. Children can use this as a remedy for blocked nose and things like that, and also for diarrhoea, nervous guts, all that sort of stuff that causes that extra motility, if you like, or that unwanted sort of stuff. But you need to also be careful that you're not doing it for the opposite problem, because it's going to cause more of a problem. It also can relax the little valve between your gallbladder and your esophagus that controls your hydrochloric acid. So you want to be a bit careful of that if you are susceptible to things like heartburn, because it can relax that valve and actually cause a bit of a problem there. So you just want to be careful with peppermint, using it internally if you've got issues like that. I find that peppermint doesn't cause the heartburn for me, but it does in some other people. I do find that it will cause a bit of constipation if I haven't got diarrhea or those sorts of things. So yeah, just be aware that it is a gentle herb, and it doesn't cause these problems continually unless you take it continually, but just be aware of those issues when using peppermint internally. But certainly it is really good as like a gastro stop alternative, and you do need to be aware though that it can cause things like heartburn as well. So yeah, just be a little bit sparing with it internally, but certainly as a aromatherapy, it's really good for the nose, especially if you've got a cold or you're a bit sinusy because of the change in season like I am at the moment. And yeah, that's pretty much how we use the peppermint. It grows really easy, as I was saying, and spreads really easy, so you want to put it in a place where you don't mind it spreading. I don't mind having an abundance of peppermint. It actually keeps some bugs away, some bugs you don't want, and attracts the bees, the flowers. When it does go into flower, will attract the bees. Also apparently mice and things like that don't like it, so maybe growing it near places where you're worried about mice, and ants apparently don't like it either. So I'm thinking about putting it near the air conditioner, outlet thing, so that the ants aren't real attracted to that area, and hopefully stay away from my air conditioner, because we had our air conditioner ruined by ants eating the motherboard. So weren't very happy about that, but certainly peppermint has its uses. It is gentle enough to use with children, but just be aware that you don't want to be using it if you have bowel motility issues or heartburn issues. Just limit your use to, you know, when you really need it, because some people like to have peppermint tea at night and stuff like that, and that's fine if you don't have these issues. But if you do and you're wondering why they're getting worse, that could be why. So just be aware of that. We also use peppermint with our mares when they're coming out of when their foals are being weaned. So when we want to dry their milk up, we'll use peppermint in their food to help dry that milk up, so they're not getting sore and mastitis and those sorts of things. And it works quite well. Even vets have said that peppermint is quite a successful remedy to use for that sort of thing. So we grow it for them as well. We use it for that sort of stuff. I would imagine it would be the same for people. It would help you dry up when your baby's finished with breast milk. It would be something to help dry you up, but you'd want to be careful if you are breastfeeding as well with peppermint, possibly. I'm not sure in humans, so don't quote me on this, but I know in horses you don't want to be feeding peppermint, because it will actually can cause the mother to dry up prematurely, and that can be a problem, or not produce as much milk. It can change the taste of the milk as well. So you sort of want to be careful of this one with pregnancy. Well, not so much pregnancy, but breastfeeding and that sort of thing. We don't feed it to pregnant mares either, just because we want to increase their ability to produce milk before that foal is born. And I would imagine it's the same with people and any other animal that produces milk for their offspring. So just be mindful of that as well. And it also can be used in a positive way for that, to dry them out when the babies are weaned, and just helps to stop that sort of mastitis-y, painful stuff. And we give them a little bit of pain relief as well, herbal pain relief, as well as the peppermint, just to help them through those couple of days where, you know, the babies aren't suckling anymore. So that's a bit of a tip there with using it in animals. I will use it as well for horses that have diarrhea or squirts, or can't remember the word now, but there is another term for really bad manure, running manure, anything like scours, that's the one I'm trying to think of, scours, anything like that. We'll use peppermint for that, and it will help to harden them up a bit and settle their guts down. Also, particularly fussy horses will tend to like peppermint, which is interesting because it's quite strong smelling, so we'll use it for them. Certainly I wouldn't use it if the horse has like an impaction colic or something like that, because of the you know, it'll slow down what we want to actually move the manure through. So yeah, just, you know, be mindful of that. But certainly with scours and those sorts of things, it is very effective. So that's peppermint. You can actually make oils out of this by sort of chopping up your leaves, or what, you know, crushing the leaves and adding them to a carrier of some sort, whether it be olive oil or coconut oil or whatever carrier oil you want to use, and leaving them in the sun for about 3 weeks, and then you've got your peppermint oil. There's other ways of doing it, of course. You can actually extract the oil and stuff like that, but for a basic peppermint oil, you can put it in your cold water, like your water bottle in summer, as like a cooling agent for your water. If you haven't got access to ice and that sort of thing, it will actually make the water taste cooler and sort of cool the body down and those sorts of things. Yeah, peppermint is quite a versatile herb, and certainly worth having in the garden, and certainly worth using as a, you know, as a as a cooling thing or as a stopping really bad diarrheas, stopping the milk off mares. I'd say it works on any animal like that, but I can't say for sure. I haven't actually done a lot of research on peppermint. And can be used for your sinus. My nose is starting to threaten to start running now because I've just sniffed that and unblocked the nose. And so it can help with that. And so it's a really nice all-round herb. And there's quite a few herbs in the peppermint family, like your bee balm or your lemon balm, chocolate mint. There's a few other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head that are actually in the mint family that do different things and have different tastes and textures. But yeah, I quite like the peppermint family or the mint family as far as species sort of go. They're quite healing, and they've got that mucilage sort of cooling, lots of positive things, positive vibes. And they smell great too. I mean, if you walk through a patch of peppermint, you can just smell that sweet peppermint smell. Great as a flavour, all those sorts of things. So definitely a great herb. And I know this video is late. Normally I do these herbal features early on in the month, but I was a bit late and a few things going on and stuff like that. But better late than never, as they say. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have anything else that you know about peppermint that you think people should know, please share, and also share this video if you wouldn't mind to people that you think it might help, and give it a big thumbs up and all those things that YouTube does, or people do on YouTube. And I will see you soon with another video. Probably not a herb feature because I'll do that next month obviously, but there'll probably be a video in between that. But yeah, stay healthy and much love.